Pikmin 3 Deluxe is just around the corner, and it is looking very promising. A demo released recently, and there's some very nice quality of life improvements that they have added to the game that I want to show you. Also, the reason I'm using "so far" in the title is because the Super Mario 3D World port is also looking very promising. They fixed the speed, and apparently Bowser's Fury is going to be its own game, which that sounds pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, there's some great improvements they made to Pikmin 3, and yeah, I think it's going to be the best Wii U port. Well, technically it's a remaster, but yeah, looks very promising. So here we go. Alright, so first we just have things that we can see on the title screen. So, as you can see, it looks very beautiful. The water. Remember that guy in Miiverse who went crazy over the water? I wonder what he's thinking now because it looks even better now. So, great quality of life we can see already. First, we have the side stories, which, according to the treehouse, are just mission mode, but with some different things, which it's kind of disappointing. A lot of people thought it would be like Pikmin 1 and 2 remakes. I didn't think that, but I can see why, considering they said starring Olimar and Louie. But anyways, we also have 2-player now. That's great for people who want to play Pikmin with their friends. I don't have any friends, but I still have people I can probably play it with. So that's great that they added 2-player. That's something Pikmin games have wanted for a while now. Great thing right here. We have 3 file selects. That was so annoying in the first game, how there was only one file. We also have multiple difficulties. Apparently ultra spicy makes it so you have less Pikmin, so that's interesting. You can also skip cutscenes and other dialogue options very easily. Very nice. So yeah, you also get hints. Not everybody will probably need those, but yeah. Also, we can't see it now, but on settings, we even have an option to either do gyro, or you can just do it like the classic GameCube versions. That's really nice, because a lot of people I know prefer the gyro control. Personally, I think so too, but some people still like the GameCube version, so that's great for them that you can just switch between them now. So that's good. I'll see you when I find some other stuff. Also, one thing I also noticed real quick, I don't know why, but for some reason the whistle is huge. I don't know why that is. That seems very weird to me. But yeah, it's ginormous. You can fit like the entire screen with your whistle, so that seems pretty strange to me. I don't know how I feel about it being so big, but yeah. Again, more beautiful scenery. This is where the meme happened. Also, I don't know if I was able to show this, but 360 camera. Yeah, that's very nice. Now you can have both the gyro and the 360 camera. Before, you had to play on the Wii version. Before, if you wanted gyro, you would have to use a Wiimote, which doesn't have that many buttons. So you would constantly have to center the camera behind your captain, which got kind of annoying after a while. So it's nice that we can just do this. Okay, I only have 4 Pikmin right now, so I don't know how well I can show this. But another great quality of life here. You can just hold A, and after a while, if you're locked onto something, and you just hold A, you can just rapid fire. Speaking of quality of life, you see these bridge things. Something that I always found really annoying, especially when trying to whistle like my Pikmin that just got done working on something. Now whenever you whistle a Pikmin working on something, they'll actually pause for a bit. So, if you just whistle them a bit, then they'll just keep going. They'll just stop for a bit, and that's great because now the Pikmin won't like stop, so you don't have to go all the way back. I could have showed it off there, but yeah, here, I'll try to give a good example. So these guys are working, right? I whistle that guy. Now, it didn't really work right there because I whistled for too long. But if you just do like a quick whistle, it won't happen. See, there we go. See how that one stopped? Yeah. The co-pad is now much easier to control. You don't have to like swipe your gamepad anymore, which sometimes would cause it to glitch out and then like it would just put you back. Now you can just move it. And speaking of great things with the co-pad now, you can just move the camera. So that's great. You still do have to like stand in the like a good direction, but yep, there we go. Take a picture of those Pikmin. It's something very nice. You no longer have to lock onto things to charge. And there's also another charge mechanic I'll show off later. Also, you can charge in any direction whenever you want, so that's really nice. But like I said, there is one thing about charging that is kind of wonky, but I'll explain that later because we need multiple types of Pikmin. Luckily, we do get rock Pikmin soon. Okay, now that I have a lot more Pikmin, I can show this off in greater detail. So you see that big pellet posy right there? We lock onto it with ZR, and then we just hold A, and then it'll just start to rapid fire Pikmin. So, yeah. One thing that would have been nice, I know this is kind of asking for a lot because it kind of would break the game, but it would have been nice if they put the pluck-a-phone in the game. Here's something that's great for some people, might not be that great for other people, but when you pick up that yellow file, in the original it would bring up this menu thing, but not in this one. So I know that might annoy some people, because you know they want to get all the lore and stuff, but I mean now you have to go into the co-pad. I personally like it because it was kind of annoying whenever you would pick up the files and it would just stop you to show you some information that you probably already know. I just realized that the Garden of Hope looks like it's in Australia. Another great thing is you can just take out Pikmin with the analog stick. You don't have to point at them anymore, which is great. Okay, so it seems like there's also a lot more like nectar that's around, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it seems that there's a lot more nectar. I didn't really get that many flowered Pikmin whenever I would play Pikmin 3. So yeah, I definitely think there's more nectar around, so that's cool. Remember to always attack Bulborbs from the back. Okay, now that I have multiple Pikmin types, I just got the rock Pikmin, I can show you something. So you press Y to whistle. Now, see how I have rocks selected? You can see them, oh wait. See how I have rocks selected right now? All my reds go away if I whistle away. Now if I decide to charge, see how only my rocks went? Yeah, this can be both a good and a bad thing, and I have some examples to show you guys why, so I'm just going to show those real quick. For example, a part where it would be good is there's a part where you're underwater. I couldn't find a good image of what I was talking about, so yeah, just bear with me. Pretend they're underwater. And you have to use your flying Pikmin to lift up this gate so that the blue Pikmin can go by and build a structure. Now, because of the new mechanic, now you can just charge your flying Pikmin onto the gate, and yeah, because what would happen in the original is you would charge both of your Pikmin, and then the blues would get tired because they couldn't do anything, and then the flyings would lift it up, and then you would whistle back the blues, and then you might accidentally whistle back the pinks too. So that would be an example where it would be good, because now you don't have to worry about whistling the blues. Now an example where this might be a bad thing is, say there's some nectar, and you want your Pikmin to, get nectar so that you can flower them up. And obviously you want multiple colors to be flowered, but for example, in this little example thing that I have. You see, Brittany here has leaf winged and a leaf blue. So obviously she would want both of them to get the nectar, but she can't. So only the blue would get the flower, and that's a problem. Another example is, say you're fighting a burrowing snagret, and normally when you're fighting burrowing snagrets you want to use wingeds because they can go for the head, and the head is the weak point. So this is a good thing because now you can just have your wingeds go fight the burrowing snagret while all of your other pikmin are safe. Another example where this could be a bad thing is, say there's a boss and the boss is right there on the ground and it's vulnerable. So obviously you want to get as many pikmin on the boss as possible so you can do as much damage, but you can't. So then the boss will go back to its cycle and you might not get as much damage. Now, normally when you're fighting a boss, you just want reds and rocks to attack it anyway, but maybe you don't have that many reds and rocks with you because maybe you were unprepared, because sometimes the bosses can come out of nowhere. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. It's definitely very promising. I'm definitely going to get the full version, and yeah, I think it's worth it. Very nice quality of life improvements. It's just a good port.